All right, good morning. Dave Knight here from 123daytrade.com. This is part of the volume tick trading series that I'm working on. What we want to do here on this video is set up our morning and using the spreadsheet to start with. This is actually the low of the market right now, 1258. A lot of movement overnights. Now we were sitting, if you look at yesterday already, or Friday, the open was 1678 and you can see 1258 is the low, so it's down $4 right now. You can see right there, 399, 400 right there, $4 that's standing for. All right, so let's update the spreadsheet. So the first thing I do in the morning is I usually try to get in. I like to do about 30 minutes prior. I'm running a little Saturday. Today's Monday. About 10 minutes, well, not late, but it took me a while to get set up today. Now this should say 20. Just noticed that it's 2020. Took some time off, right? So hey, I was working an H&R block over the season from January through April. Let's see here. We're actually, wow, we're between S3, below S3 right now. So that's telling me that I want to be one direction only right now. Unless I see something huge on the buy side, it's really dangerous to be trying to trade along in such a hard down. You don't normally see, well, this is uncharted territory for the most part. This is page 2 of the spreadsheet, by the way. And then this is the volume figures that you need to update. Now what I do to grab the volume figures is on CTS, I'd switch this to a day chart, my hourly chart to have off the screen. And then I'd grab this right there. And that creates this here. This whole volume is not what you need. You need this column right there. You grab that. And then we're going to go back 9 days. An easier way to look at it sometimes is to look at what's the last day that you have here, and you want to make 14 the last. Obviously, if you've missed a trading day, then you need to think about what that day was and whatnot. But so we copy the rows and just Control V it. There you go, Control V to edit copy, Control C if you want to. Sometimes Control C doesn't work as good as right click, copy rows. The spreadsheet kind of acts up sometimes, so, and then Control V to put it on here. And then let's see what it's telling us. All right, so remember last time it was sitting at 7. Friday's trading was sitting at 733. Now you see the huge discrepancy now of 5.63. We lost a big, one of the high volatility days, one of the higher volatility days. Let me rephrase that. All right, so what we also want to do is grab our spreadsheet, and we need to input more data. Need to find it again now. Let me pull this off screen and find it. All right, so now we need to update our GAN numbers. 1684 was the open. What I'm doing is pulling this line right here. Today's high is 1698. Today's low is 1258. Prior day close, we have to look at that right there, this number here, 1718. Plug that in. All right, so we have our pivot point calculated for us. Now we can double check it if you want to, but everything works good through S2. S3 and me and calculation on S3, I believe mine is correct. I don't believe that we're going to get rid of that. I don't believe the CTS platform shows the correct C3. I believe that for a long time. So C3PO, where is that? That says, actually we need to make that another color because it's really hard to see. So we're going to go properties. We just need to find where I put it. Here we are. So we want that to be a different color. We need that to be stand out a little more for us. And not that one. Let's make that one pop out a little bit more. 1356. Let's keep working on that. Alright, so that works for now. 1460. So if we look at that against our spreadsheet, the S1 and S2 are going to work. And then I have S3 at 1227. We haven't run that yet. And S4 at 994. Now I believe my numbers are correct. And I believe that the R3 and S3 numbers on the spreadsheet, I mean on the CTS platform, is incorrect with the, I've told them this before, but hey, whatever. But we use it because it's there. We don't have to have S3 on the charts at all if you don't want it. But what I know is that the market is really trading. Now that I know where we are, the market is really trading between S2 and S3. So that's kind of what I know. And I believe my spreadsheet is correct, and I believe CTS is wrong. I believe that for a very long time, by the way. So here's your daily chart. Here's your low on the June contract. And this is it corresponds with May's contract going to minus 37, by the way. For those that don't believe the market could go below zero, well, there are a lot of people that lost their shirts, right? So that's the daily chart. We want to make that an hour. So I have off the screen, I've got my hourly chart, and I keep a 10-minute chart that I'll switch between 5s and 1s and 10s and 15s. And usually this one I keep the hourly, 30 minutes, and the daily chart. So I usually look at off screen. You'll see I'll be looking at the day chart. I'll be looking at your 30-minute chart. I'll be looking at the 15-minute chart. But this is usually stuck on an hour. I'll pull that off screen. And then this one is sitting at normally 10 minutes. And sometimes I keep it at 15 minutes. But I normally just keep it at 10 minutes off screen. See what the 10-minute charts are doing. And pull that off screen. So on another screen, I've got it set up like this. Got those just sitting over there on another screen. So I do recommend that you only need two monitors, to be honest, to make it work. And you have your platform here with your This has got more information on it actually. You can screen, this is off screen. I'll keep this up here, but then this is your dome. So this is what I have listed on the dome itself. And I just like to see more of my chart, so I just pull this off screen. So I keep the volume figures coming in. So this is showing you where this corresponds to what's that called? Volume something that they use, people use. So you can see it. Forget what, I can't think of the name of what it is right now. Yeah, that's what happens when you take some time away. You kind of forget stuff, but you quickly remember stuff along the way too. But what I do know is that my stuff continues to work year after year. So that's a good thing, right? So the mechanics, the foundations, all that stuff works the same. Last but not least, what we need to know now is what our highest blue bar volume and what our highest red bar volume is on the morning session. So it's 850 right now, 750. So what I normally do is I go back to all the way to the last night. Just double check how it all worked out. So you see that here's Friday, and here comes right there is Sunday starting at 5 o'clock on the 26th. So this was the last bar on the 24th. This is the first bar on the 26th, and what I'm looking for now is the highest blue bar volume and the highest red bar volume in a trading session above 500. Okay, we have a red bar above 500 right now. We have 2 above 500. We have 3, 4, and we have our first blue. So what this is telling me is there's a sell-off going on. And looks like right now what we're seeing is buy orders being run. I call it run and gunning. So our highest red bar is we actually have a lot more red than blue today. We have 3 high red bars. We have 1 high blue bar. Now if this was trading around pivot, we'd be looking to buy the market even around S1 to pivot. I'd be looking to buy, but below S2, no, I'm not looking to buy. This is a sell-off. These are run and gun. So got to remember what kind of market you're in. So what we want to do is just add the highest and the next 2 highest red bars. So we've got this one, and this one. We want to add those 3 in. It's going to show that we want to buy the market, but you'd want to buy this market. So let's go highest. We'll remove this one first. Looks like 924, 875, then 798. So this is the first one coming in here at 924. All things being equal, we'd be looking at a buy, and it might be a buy later on. But initially, on a move like this today, we're looking perhaps for a movement up to start with. So what I'm doing right now is I'm adding in, and I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second. I just wanted to pull off screen so I can grab it all. So 6:22 a.m. is that one. So we have actually had 3 red bar volumes, and there's your highest 3 right now. The offset, the only offsetting blue bar above 500 right now, looks like, is right here. Let's just double check that. close at 480. We'll add that one in. So we're going to add the 480. We're going to add these three right there. So we have 604, 456 bar offsetting the reds. So this is our highest blue bar right there at 604. Time's not as important as getting the volume bars in. Usually if I'm putting 3 reds in, then I'm putting 3 blues to see what the true difference is. Usually grabbing the highest volume bars. 480, where's that other one at? 456. And this is going to change throughout this session. You're going to have volume bars, so 703 on that one. And this one here came in at 738. Kind of gives you a look at the morning, is what it does, for me at least. Alright, so then I add that all in. That's the highest volume bars in the morning. We put 3 red, so we're going to offset that with 3 blue. And here's our true difference, 1,057 right now, favoring a long over a short. But you got to remember where you're trading. Right now we're trading between S2 to S3, and also it's really dangerous to be long right now. So we need a really good setup to be long. Alright, so let's just pause here until we get closer to 8. And we'll talk about our morning just in a couple minutes. Alright, so as we get ready here, we have a new low and a new high red bar volume here. So Johnny on the spot, you know, this is failure underneath that 46 line. So what we want to do to start with is, we want to update our spreadsheet too, by the way. So 56 is too great, 1/2 R is 28. So I'm going to move this to 28. And we want to see where 3P is. 3P is 206. So to start with, failure is underneath 46 right now. So we're going to short underneath there. We're going to update our spreadsheet. It's working. Underneath that would be a failure bar. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste. So Control C, Control V, and then we add the highest volume bar here on top. The 1021. And what we're looking for is what's the discrepancy between the two. Now we're going to look at our blues to see if they're higher than the others. So we have 480 and 456. I got 467. 464, so 467 is higher than 456, and that came in at 757. Now when you start in the trades, sometimes I pay attention to volume, other times I don't. I mean, I'm paying attention to it, but not updating the spreadsheet as much. But what I do want to do is, we had 1258 prior, low, and what we want to do is put in the new low at 1246. Last but not least, we want to put in the open here. 1684, and this gives us some numbers, and we want to print off page 1. At least that's what I like to do. That's something hard. Of course, it's going to use a lot of ink, so keep that in mind. You can print it in black and white if that makes sense for you. I like to have page 1 sitting next to me to help me and write on it in a given day. So what we're looking at here is where we want to try to get short maybe on our opening trade. We're also looking at so 1460, that's correct. So if one thing works one thing, then the other should work the other. So S3, S2 should work on the same formula. I've asked them several different times. Anyway, so I print off the page, and that gives me morning ranges. So what I know right now is 2512 from the open is the high potential, and from the open to the low is 856 on 12p. 6p we got 2098 and 1270. So we've already been 6p down right now. So what we do know is that now we want to plug in highs and lows here. Plug in highs and lows now. In my spreadsheet, I like to plug in, whoops. After I know my opens and I've printed it, then what I want to do with the spreadsheet is put the high and the low in. So today's high, you can get that off your price stone, 1698, and today's low, wait a minute, this is not right. I want today's low here and today's high here. Now what I'm doing here is find out how far the range is. 1246 up, there's really no buy side to this market right now. It's only a sell. So we've got 1246, 1315. That would be a 1p move up. So we need to go at least to 1315 on this move that we're in right now. Move 1p, which would be 69. We've been from the high to today's low. We've been down 6p. Today we're now at a 1246 low. So we've been down 6, up. We have not been up. So I just write that down 6p, and we're sitting at, usually you have an up during most normal trading sessions, but today we don't have any up. There's no up to be taken count of. So what I do here is this could allow us to move our stop up to 67 now. So to come into the market right now, you want to short at 67. And we know that 87 is kind of our stopping point. So it's about a 20 tick trade right now. I'm looking, I mean, honestly, if this was a normal day, I'd be looking at a long side trade. but I'm using this volume as kind of understand what volume is telling you to. Right now it's run and gun volume. It's trying to find, right now what I'm trying to say is that it's trying to find where the stops are, and then it's moving up, and normally it'll move up to move down. And we're looking at higher, lower highs as well. So we have a lower high pattern going back to here, so we can actually put that on the chart. Keep in mind what we've done in the past. So we have kind of a lower high pattern right in here. Something like that. It's not perfect, doesn't look like it's straight. It's a little off. Let's put it right there. So longs right now, they're trying to get above this level. It's not perfect either. We need to get, there we go. And we have again 4 times through setting up on the short. We want to remove our short side trade right now. But I do not want to trade long into this. Why? Well, we're trading below. Right now, the CTS platform is telling me it's below S3. I know at my S2 is sitting at 1227. So I know, in my humble opinion, we're trading between S2 and S3. I don't like taking, as a rule, you don't want to take longs above R2, and you don't want to take, you don't want to take shorts above R2, and you don't want to take longs below S2. That's a general rule. There is always an exception to the general rule, and that's usually a volume figure greater than 5,000. You see, start seeing blow off volume, or you see it in fives. So we've got a low risk trade right here. Well, it's kind of moved quicker than I wanted to. And that's, we're still learning. Should have looked at 77. Okay, that original entry point was 67, so that's what we'll put in for. And we're going to see if we can get behind that. Trying to get as close as I can to 77 there. This is a low risk trade. Call it 82. It'll be 3 ticks over this right here. Looking us to run the lows. Okay, we want to go ahead and protect break even on this trade. If it runs back up through let's hold 82. We'll go 1 tick lower. Don't want to see it run up here. Try to get on that blue line at 79 right now. Until we run our lows. Once it get through this level right here through 59, then we'll get to break even. Okay, that's close enough now. Let's go ahead and lock in 3 on this now. Alright, let's hold and see what happens here. How low will we go? Let's go ahead and lock in our 5 now. So we have our break-even trade on. We did not break that low at 1246. What I want to do though is plug in to find out what a 3P down move is right now, how close we get to it. 1267 is our, or excuse me, 1272 is actually our entry point. So what I want to do is mark 1203, 1134, and 1065. That's what I'm looking for on the down. I'm looking for 1065. Right now that should be our target on this trade. We should have been at 1277 though. So 1277 we need to move to 1070. And then we'll look at this high right here in just a little bit. This is what I mean by catching a falling knife. This is below S2. You really don't want to be trading on a long side of the market. So this is 1070 for now. We want to move this to 3P based upon this swing right there, and that's 1292. Alright, so a 3P swing from the swing right there at 1292 is 1085. So that's actually our target, 1085. A 1P down from 1292 is 1223. We've been 1P down so far on this swing. I'll explain this in a second. Is that 1220? No, wait a minute. 20. I need 23. I need down there 23. That's a 1P down move. Get our trend line going the other way on this down move. Looking for a Gann signal coming the other way. It's a pretty steep angle. Let's go ahead and lock in 10. Let's call it 9. Our new low is 12.28. What I'll do there is I just take my spreadsheet and try to remember, as anything you can do to keep your fingers off the trigger, it's a good thing. Notice that I only traded on the short side. Didn't want to play with that low. And the volume really didn't kick in on that last low move. They didn't find anything yet. This is the most dangerous part of the trade a lot of times, is this comeback. What I'm hoping for now is this will be the high stop. All right, so that's 12.56. So we want to be at 12.61 right now. Be 5 ticks over this right here. Now, my humble opinion, this kind of volatility with a low, with a top step trader and only 50 ticks to play with, you don't need to be trading any more than 1. You can make a lot of money on 1 contract when it moves your way. You can get down through this 12.28. Hopefully we'll find some more stuff down here. Remember, I believe S3 is at 12.27 and it bounced at 12.28. So this is where I believe S3 is located. And you can see that's the number they're playing off of right now, S3 line. That's why I believe CTS's S3 is incorrect. Kind of expected bounce at the S3 line. I want to be right on top of this now. New low. I want to go move down to 57. So I really don't want to see the market make. So what I'm looking at, lower highs, basically, right? Looking for the market to continue the pattern of lower highs. And go 2 ticks over. We'll go 3 ticks over to 59. That made a new low. Looks like by 1 tick. 12.26. 2 ticks. And I'm looking for on the other side is some red bar volume, some stopping volume. When I see it, we'll tighten up even more, perhaps. If we can get down low enough, I'll try to catch the blue bar volume. I mean the 200 bar MA. This is a 1P move right here based upon the swing. So we're looking for a 1P swing from here, a high of 1292. There, we've hit it and run through it. So what we can officially say right now is the market has been down 1P on this swing. New low of 1221. Still no volume. The next part of waking up is folders in your cup. 1154 is a 2P down move now. So 1154 is our next target down. Let's go ahead and mark that on the charts. And then last but there's our 3P move from the 92 mark. Now let's look and see what kind of Gann numbers, if any, we can use. And you can see the Gann's not really giving us any help. 1622. Square of 9 is not really giving you any help right now with the high volatility that we're in the market. This works better in normal volatility. So square of 9 is not giving you any help. So what we do want right now is we know where we're going. So we know that. So now we want to plug in the high, 1698. And we know what the downside pressure of 870 is. 1077 is a 9P down move. We're close to 7P down right now. Actually, we did run it. 1205 now is the low. We've been 7P down from the high. 1077, that could be our target. That's what we'll move to. 1077 is what we're looking for on this move. So we'll be looking for a 9P down move right now. Let's get that going this way. Trying to catch our blue bar volume. And let's get this back in the market, what's going on. So right around here is 50 ticks. All right, so let's move down to our yellow bar now. Try to capture as much as we can. Go 3 over this, I'll be 31. Let's call it 33 for now. Trying to get close to the 1P move right here. Trying to capture as much of this move as I can. Watching for high red bar volume right here. And I'll tighten even closer once I see it. And I'm looking for a stopping volume right now. All right, let's move down. 1P. Forget what that was. 1284, 1215 is 7, right around there. Okay, there's a red bar trying to form. I'm going to be 3 to 5 off of this now. Let's go ahead and lock in our 1P target right now at 1223. 1154 is our next down target. We have that on our charts. That's why I put them on the chart so I can see it. Looking for lots of red. Monday morning sell-off. Stock market's about ready to open here. That's why you're seeing a move. All right, stock market is open. The open outcry, former open outcry. So I'll be happy if taking out a 1P. The only way that I'd have another plan is if I was trading multiple contracts, which is out of the scope of this course. But we will keep up with it. All right, so we got 48, looks like. I always like to do this to make sure I'm out of everything. All right, so if I was trailing a contract, I go lowest low up to the blue bar and add 10. So that would put it at 1265. We know where our targets were today. Don't want to be on a 5 or a 0. So we'll err to 64, or you could err to 66. We'll err to 64. This is the target that would be on a trailer. All right, I'm going to pause here, and we'll be back to wrap up this trade a little bit later today. And what I'll be wrapping up basically is the trailer of the contract, the trailer of this trade. So we're able to pull out 48 ticks. It's a good day. Normally, on a normal day, that's an awesome day. So after 2 trading days, I'm sitting roughly at what, 3807. Let's bring this over. 3807. I don't believe the short is over, but this is how I trade it. I don't believe that this was enough to send the market to stop going down. But you've got to understand where you are in relation to where the market's been so far, and what we've done pretty much has been down all morning. There's probably going to be some kind of rubber band snap here, and then maybe a better chance to short it again another time. All right, so we know where we have our stop. We take our lowest low, come up to the blue bar, and we add 10. That puts us, it could be 54. So we could call it 64 or 66. Just, nothing's perfect in trading. Just try to do the best you can with your trailer. You try to grab as much as you can on the initial contract, and this is part of the rabbit side of the trade. If you want to see something, we'll talk about that. I'll actually make that part of my talk today. We'll talk about turtle versus the rabbit, or rabbit versus turtle, or hare. The hare, Bugs Bunny cartoon, right? Hare versus the tortoise. Turtle is the tortoise. So hare versus tortoise. Turtle versus the rabbit in modern terms. All right, we'll be back later and we'll talk about that. I'll make that part of the chat today. Tortoise versus hare that we talk about on the whiteboard and also in our trade itself. We'll talk about that trade today. Trading multiple contracts. And trading multiple contracts with me at Top Step Trader is really not a profitable situation. It puts 50 ticks at risk way too often, way too quick, especially when 1R is 56. So literally, to be able to take 2 contracts on, I had to be willing to risk 112. What, 56 and 56? Yeah. 112 ticks to take on 2. And I'm not going to do that. That's well over 50. I can't be over 50. I have to be at 49, 48 at Top Step Trader, because you only have a $500 daily loss. So you got to be Johnny on the spot. All right, we'll be back later and wrap this trade up. All right, so this trade is over. 1264 was run right there. 66, 64 really doesn't matter. So the lowest low, and then trying to protect the trade as best we could, and that would have knocked out the trailer. So knocked out the trailer at 851, and what we know about right now at this point in time is the low of the market is 1188, and that's what they're trying to hold temporarily. Looking at the hourly charts, it's trying to reverse here. We'll take a look at it later on today, see how the market finished up. All right. It's time to finish this video up here for the day. Market made a low We haven't been through it. It probably goes after the low in the session. This was the low way back here, 1188. And since then, maybe a better way of looking at it would be like looking at the 10-minute chart. So here's the low. Here's our exit right in here. And we never really did anything after that. So usually as far as trading goes, I'll look starting at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and try to wrap up no later than usually 11:30. So that'll be 12:30 my time. So this is a wrap for this video. Usually if I was going to look at anything after this, it would be between the 1 to 1:30 mark, or my time 2 to 2:30. So last 30 minutes of the trading session. So I usually look at 2 trading sessions a day if I wanted to trade it. I'm not trading, trade the morning, trade the afternoon. Normally I don't come back and do the afternoon more times than not. This is a market that opens up here. It's 16 bucks today, almost 17, and we got a low, $5 lower roughly. These are big moves, by the way. This isn't normal for the crude oil market. This is we're in historic times once again. Now the video that I'll be on today's video that we talk about when I get around to putting it together will be tortoise versus hare, reviewing that blog post I did a while ago as I'm getting ready to continue to build up my program. Some of my oldies but goodie blog posts that I've put together over the past. You know what? Ain't broke. You don't need to fix it. We'll talk to you later. It's Dave Knight here from 123daytrade.com. We finished today plus 48 ticks, by the way. And after a couple days of trading, we're up $807. See you soon. Bye for now.